Hey everyone, welcome to the Coding Monk. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about how you can set up your local development environment for Laravel using the Docker, right? What happens normally when you want to set up your PHP development environment is you do either use ready-made tool like WAMP or XAMPP, you do manual installation of each and every services like PHP, Apache, Nginx, and you do this all setup and configuration in your local environment, right? And I think that is totally fine. But what happens when you want to use this application or run this application into another machine, right? That's where problem begins, because it works on my machine, and that's a very common problem developer faces, right? And that's why we have a Docker here. Docker provides all this flexibility that you just define your Docker file, you define your Docker compose file, and whenever you want to run your application, what you do is just run one command, Docker compose up, right? So that's a thing we are going to learn today, how you can configure your Dockerfile or Docker compose file, which can be used with your Laravel application. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do here is create new Laravel application. And I'm not going to create any boilerplate. So I'm going with starter kit and all the default settings. Our application is almost ready. It's going to install a few packages and we are good to go, right? Now let me run this application. If I run php artisan serve command, my application should be running on localhost 8000, right? So it's giving me some error regarding database connection. So let me open this application into cursor. And set my session driver to be file as of now. And all my session details will be stored in file. Now, let me run this again. PHP artisan serve. And now my application should be up and running, right? So now my application is running. Now let's go into setting up all the Docker related things, right? So let me go to my cursor and create new Docker file. And let me bring the content of this file and explain it to you. So this is my Dockerfile content, which is basically contained all the things which needed to run my Laravel application, right? So first thing first, I need to have one base PHP image. So here we are using PHP 8.3 and that we will be using as a base image of our application. What I'm doing here is I'm installing some dependency, system dependency, which contains OpenSSL, zip, unzip, all these packages, right? I'm going to install Composer globally, so I should be able to install all the Composer packages as well. I'm installing some other dependency related to PostgreSQL client. Here I'm installing PostgreSQL extension for PHP. And here I'm just checking that MB-string is installed or not. Because when I was trying with the lower version of the PHP, I needed to install MB-string extension, but PHP 8.3 already includes this extension. So I was just checking that this PHP image contains MB-string or not. So you can ignore this, right? So my working directory will be /app. And what I'm doing here is I'm copying all the contents of the current directory to this app directory inside the Docker container. So after that, I'm running this composer install command. So all the dependency of my Laravel application should be installed, right? And at the end, I'm just running PHP artisan serve command and that will be exposed onto the port 8000, right? And same to expose this port or expose this application outside of Docker, we'll need to expose this 8000 port. So this is the expose command to do that, right? So this is the complete Docker file to run your Laravel application, but this is not enough, right? You don't want to run Docker command every time whenever you want to run your application, right? You want things to be very simple, right? Very intuitive. So to do that, we'll need Docker Compose. Docker Compose provides basically very good interface whenever you are doing a local development, right? You don't need to go into this Docker file and modify things every time, right? So let me bring up Docker Compose file as well. So I'll be creating Docker compose.yaml file. So let me bring the contents of this Docker Compose file. So we are using version 3 of Docker Compose. There might be any updated version as well that you can check, but I'm using version 3, right? Now this network section. So let me explain to you what our service contains first, and then I can explain what this network is about, right? So we have two services. One is app and another one is a DB. So let me go through app service first. So this app service is responsible to run our application. And this DB service is basically a container which will contain our database related things, right? So whenever these services needs to communicate with each other, what you will need to do is you'll need to provide a bridge so they can communicate with each other inside the Docker, right? Because these two containers will be separate containers. So we are creating a network named application and we are specifying driver as a bridge. So in this application, what we are doing is we are providing a context where our Docker file is located. Our Docker file is located in the root of the application. So we can just write dot or period and specify the Dockerfile name. You can also specify different Dockerfile name like Dockerfile for production, Dockerfile for local, staging, and so on. Container name of our service will be backend. I am specifying these ports to expose our application outside of container as well, right? For example, in Dockerfile as well as we have exposed our 8000 port and we don't want just service to be run inside the Docker. We want to access these services outside of Docker in our local host environment. So that's why we'll need to specify this 8000 here. We are mounting our volume inside the Docker. Why we are doing this is because whenever we make any changes into our code base, we want that changes to be reflected inside our container, right? Otherwise, what will happen is whenever you make any changes, it won't be reflected and you will need to restart your Docker and build your Docker again, right? Because it doesn't contain your latest changes. That's why we are mounting a volume. And what we are doing is we are just bringing all the code of application into app directory. Now my application also depends on database, right? That's why we have a dependency here that we are specifying that this app service depends on DB. So if DB service is not running, our application will not be running. So that is very important. And my application uses application network. My entry point will be shell and I'm specifying certain commands. I want to install all the dependency which is specified in composer.json file. I'm running the migration if there is any yet to run. And I'm finally running PHP artisan serve command and that will start our application. Now let's move to database container. So here we are using Postgres 15. I am again exposing 5432 port on which Postgres will be running. I am mounting volume and I'm mounting data directory onto this Postgres container and I'm specifying certain environment variables. So Postgres DB, I'm specifying to test DB and that DB will be created whenever we create this container. And these two variables are for specifying Postgres database username and password. Again, this container also have a network of application and my container name is pgdb. And these are the sample health check command to check whether my container is up and running or not. Here is just simple explanation what I was just explaining. This was AI generated, so let me ignore that. And I think that's it. We are, I think, ready to run this application using the Docker Compose. So I'll be going to my command line. Let me see if there is any container running or not. So there is no Docker container running. And let me spin up the Docker. So this is the command you need to basically run to make your application up and running. So it says that pgdb container name is already used. So this I have already used for some other application. Let me change pgdb to my pgdb and run this again. Also backend is also there. So let me change it. And first time it will pull all the necessary image. If you have already done pulling of the image, it will get it from the cache, but first time it will get all the image from the internet and then it will build your container, right? So my Postgres is running and I'm getting some error here. So what it is saying that, okay, so my application is not being able to connect with the database. So what I'm going to do is go to the environment file and instead of host to the local host, what I will be doing is I'm selecting this my pgdb container name and specify it here, and let me try it again and let's see if it works. Otherwise we are going with All right, I think I know where issue is. So I need to specify credentials here, right? So if I go now and try to do again, it should work. Nope. So it says Docker setup doesn't exist. Yes, because that database does not exist into the system. It's a testDB. So I'm again going and changing the database name. This happens, right? And yeah, it migrated my all the database tables. So remember, what you need to do is you need to specify your container name here. You need to specify your database name, which we added into Docker Compose file. And you also need to specify these credentials here. Otherwise it will not run my migration and our application will not be able to connect with the database, right? So that's the key takeaway from this session. So let me show you one more thing. So if you need to get inside the container, your application container, what you will do? For example, you need to run any artisan command, or you need to do something, run something or do something inside the container, what you will do, right? So let me show you how you can get inside of your container. So what you will need to do is you need to write docker exec -it. This will create interactive terminal, and write your container name and sh, right? So this will open up your container, and here you can perform any command which you want, right? So here it is saying nothing to migrate when we run php artisan migrate command, right? If I do ls, you will be able to see all the files which contains in my application, right? If you need to create any new file, you can do here, and that will create new file, right? So this is how you can get inside of your container as well, right? You can also run command without getting into container as well. So you don't need to do interactive. You can directly write php artisan migrate command. So this way you can run specific command inside the container, because whenever you are doing application development, and if you want to create any migration or any request and you want to use all these artisan commands, right? You don't want to get into inside of container each and every time. You can just directly write your command like this as well. And command like this php artisan migrate requires database connection, right? And this command you cannot perform outside of container, because your application is not directly accessible from outside of world on the local host, right? For example, this database service we have created is accessible on this port, but inside the container. And in .env file, we have specified host to be my pgdb, right? So that's why if we directly write php artisan serve or migrate command, will not be able to do that, because it is not being able to connect with the database. So we are getting this error, right? So that's the thing, your containers are communicating with each other. I think these are the all thing I wanted to show in this video. So let me know if you have any doubt, if you are facing any issue regarding containers or Docker, or if you are not being able to bring on this application inside the Docker container. And that's it. So let me know if you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Share this video as much as you can with other fellow developers as well, right? And if you feel that my videos are valuable to you, and if you want to watch more this kind of content, then please hit on the like button. Please click on to the bell button so you get all the new notification of my new videos, right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I will come with new videos next week. Thank you.